Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Get Play Soon. In this video, let us see how to find equilibrium point or how to find equilibrium index in a given array. Now, what is meant by equilibrium point? An equilibrium index is an index at which sum of elements on its left side is equal to sum of elements on its right side. Now, in the given example, 2 is the equilibrium index. Now, minus 7 plus 1 plus 5, that is on the left side part, the sum is minus 1. Now, on the right side, minus 4 plus 3 plus 0, the right side part is equals to minus 1. So, left side sum is equal to right side sum. So the second element, the index of that element, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. The index of the this array, that is 3, becomes the equilibrium index. Now let's see other examples. Now in the right side you can see the middle element is the equilibrium index, that is second index element, that is minus 1. Now the left side is minus 1 plus 1, that is equals to 0. On the right side 1 minus 1, that is equals to 0. So the equilibrium index is at 2. Now on the left side, the given array has no equilibrium index. Now let's see how to find this in programming. Now the idea is to take a nested loop, which means a loop inside another loop is known as nested loop. The outer loop iterates over each index, and the inner loop calculates the left sum and right sum. After gaining that, we will compare left sum and right sum for each and every element in the array. Now this is nested loop, so the complexity will be O of n square. So this is not recommended, but still I'll show you the code. Now you can see in the class equi, we are giving the parameters, numbers, and the size of the array, and we are creating two variables left sum and right sum. In the for loop, the first for loop goes through each and every index of the array. Inside that for loop, we have another two for loops, one which calculates left sum and the other which calculates right sum. After that, we compare left sum and right sum. If it is equal, then that is the equilibrium index, or not, it is not the equilibrium index. Now, as discussed earlier, this is a nested loop, a loop inside another loop. So, the time complexity will be O of n square. Since we are not creating any extra space, the space complexity will be O of 1. Now, the time complexity is actually more. That's why we'll go to another approach and see how to do that. To reduce the time complexity, let us discuss the another approach. Here we are using two loops, but not nested. The first loop will calculate the sum of elements. The sum of minus 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2 minus 4 plus 3 will be 0. That addition of the elements will be done by first loop. In the second loop, we'll calculate if it has any equilibrium index or not. Now, in this approach, we are taking three variables. One is total sum, which is used by the first loop, which calculates the sum of elements. In the second loop, we need two variables. One is left sum and the other is right sum. By default, left sum will be 0 and right sum is equal to total sum. Our idea is to take the second loop, and the second loop will check if the right sum is equal to left sum or not. And as you already know, in the right sum is the total sum, right? We will decrement the ith value in the loop and we will check if left sum is equal to right sum. If not, we will increment the left sum with the ith value and we will run the array and see if left sum is equal to right sum. If you not understood, don't worry, we'll take an example and see. Now at I is equals to 0, right sum is a total value, right? So by default, total value is 0. Now right sum becomes 0 minus minus 7, that is equals to 7. Now we will compare left sum and right sum. Left sum is not equal to right sum. So left sum becomes 0 plus minus 7, that is minus 7. The next iteration, when I is equals to 1, right sum becomes 7 minus 1, that is equals to 6. Now we will check left sum and right sum. Left sum is again not equal to right sum. So we add the ith value to the left sum. Left sum becomes minus 7 plus 1. So basically, you can, if you look at the left sum, as iteration we keep on adding from left to right the array elements. In the right sum, we are decrementing the array elements. Now in the next iteration, I is at index 2, right sum becomes 6 minus 5, that is equals to 1. Now left sum becomes minus 6 and right sum is 1, which is not equal. That's why we add the ith value to left sum. Left sum becomes minus 6 plus 5, that is equals to minus 1. Now in the next iteration, where I is equals to 3, right sum becomes 1 minus 2, that is equals to minus 1. Left sum is minus 1, right sum is minus 1. So this is the equilibrium index. So the index I is equals to 3 with the value 2 is the equilibrium index. Now if you check the left side values, that is minus 7 plus 1 plus 5 gives minus 1. Minus 4 plus 3 gives minus 1. Now let's see how to do this in programming. Now In the int equilibrium, we have we have two parameters. One is the array and other is size of the array. We are creating two variables, total sum and left sum. By default they are 0. The first loop will go and check the total sum of the array. Now we are creating another variable, that is right sum, and we are initializing with the value total sum. Now comes the main for loop for this problem. Listen carefully. So the right sum, we decrement the ith value. After that, we check if left sum is equals to right sum. If not, we will add the ith value to left sum. After that, the loop continues until the end of the array. If we find the equilibrium index, that is left sum is equals to right sum, we will return the index. I hope you understood properly. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment below. Here we are using two loops and they are not nested in nature. So the complexity will be, for one for loop it will be O of n. O of n plus O of n, that is equals to 2 O of n. We do not consider the constant values, so the time complexity becomes O of n. We are not creating any extra space, therefore the space complexity is O of 1. So we have successfully reduced the time complexity from O of n square to O of n. I hope you understood the video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have any doubts, then feel free to comment below. Now, I just want to make an announcement that we have created a Telegram channel where if you have any doubts, you can go and ask. I'll always be there in the comment section and as well as in the Telegram channel. So if you have any doubts, then do check it out. Please comment, please message. Thank you.